It was an opportunity, Mr. No, so I briefed him, and I strongly believe, just like decision was taken last time to take care of this, another decision will be taken to do this.
Nasarawa State Governor visits Asorok, seeks support over worrisome emerging insecurity dimensions in the state.
The huge amount of knowledge that is trapped in this country, if we're able to open them up, we won't be looking for a drug.
Renewed impetus on medicine security, FG inaugurates Herbal Medicine Certification Committee. Plus, Federal Road Safety Corps putting finishing touches to the commencement of issuance of digital driver's license. Good evening and welcome to NTA Network News. We are live in Abuja. I am Jumwe Yusuf. Adiola Kami Akere will be joining me from Lagos. Oshin will join us in the course of the bulletin later from Ibadan. Thanks for joining us. Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State has raised alarm over what he called the massive influx of the Boko Haram terrorists along the Benue-Nasarawa border, jeopardizing efforts at maintaining peace and security. The governor was in the State House to brief President Muhammadu Buhari on the worrisome situation and the way forward. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports that problems associated with COVID-19 and road infrastructure were also discussed.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
You are so close, yet so far.
Yes, sir.
This is the first formal engagement between President Muhammadu Buhari and the Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule in the year 2021. The governor is here to thank the president for his prompt intervention in dislodging the Boko Haram elements that settled and wreaking havoc at the border between Nasarawa and the FCT.
When I came here the last time, I appealed to Mr. President, and then the DSS, police, Air Force, Army had a joint operation, and they were able to dislodge them. When they dislodged them, a lot of them were killed, some of them ran away and leave their members of the family. We took hostage about 900 members of that family into life here. Now they have gone back and gathered at our border with Benue, and they are causing a lot of havoc. Therefore, it was an opportunity Mr. President wanted to know, so I briefed him, and I strongly believe, just like decision was taken last time to take care of this, another decision will be taken to do this.
Governor Sule also used the opportunity to show appreciation to President Buhari for approving the utilization of the ecological funds towards constructing a road linking Uke, Karshi and the FCT aimed at easing the traffic congestion along the Kefi-Abuja highway.
But what will solve the problem once and for all is if we have additional route from Gitata, Panda, Guruku and Mpape. That one will solve two of our problems. One, it will go ahead and reduce the traffic jam along these two routes that we have at the moment. And then it will also open up the area for development. In fact, you can call that another Maitama. That's the second Maitama because it's very close to Maitama once we do that. So we came specifically to appeal to Mr. President to take over that road. The government actually discussed it once at the ESCO meeting and took a decision. But I came to see if we can expedite in the commencement of that work.
The governor also briefed the president on the devastating effect of coronavirus on lives and livelihoods in the state and solicited the support of the federal government towards controlling and containing the pandemic. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Now, the ultimate aim of the federal government is to emerge from the COVID-19 pandemic with the nation's health capacities strengthened and the overall healthcare system enhanced. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo stated this while inspecting facilities at the National Center for Disease Control Reference Laboratory in Abuja. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
The National Center for Disease Control has the mandate to protect the health of Nigerians from the threat and occurrence of infectious diseases. With the outbreak of COVID-19, activities of the National Health Agency have increased, and all eyes are on it to deliver on this mandate. The coming of Vice President Yemi Osinbajo to inspect the agency's laboratory facilities underlines this fact that the government and indeed Nigerians are counting and depending on it to finding solutions to the menace of COVID-19 pandemic ravaging the country and other infectious diseases.
So this new technology,
Vice President Osinbajo was informed that the total samples tested so far is 1.2 million, with 116,000 plus cases discovered, and of the number, 21,542 are active cases. In the last few weeks, however, more than 1,000 cases are discovered on daily basis, which signifies improvement in the agency's testing capacity.
This very facility is a testament to the strides that we have made during such a short period. While we are not yet where we want to be as a nation, we are most certainly not where we were at the onset of the pandemic.
The Vice President, who is of the view that there should be more, is impressed by the achievement of the agency in a very short time, and in particular, the quality of staff and all health workers that are fighting the battle to keep everyone safe across the country.
Legacy. Every life that has been lost to COVID-19 is a major loss to our country. With this in mind, we will not relent until we assert control over the critical phase of this pandemic. I'd like to also urge all Nigerians to continue to comply with the advice of our scientists and healthcare professionals, and to continue to take every measure to keep themselves and their loved ones safe. We will come through this period of our history as we have come through all previous seasons of adversity, by working together, by protecting each other, and by believing in each other and committing to seeing better days ahead for our nation.
There is no doubt that we must continue to invest strongly in health security, and it is one of the biggest lessons of COVID-19 pandemic, and one that our country cannot afford to ignore.
COVID-19 has taken so much from us, but it has also given us an opportunity to break from the past and build back better, contributing to building the country of our dreams, starting right here in Ghana.
The visit, as observed, would have positive impact on the workers with more commitment to duty. In Abuja, Jude Onifade, NTA News.
Still on measures on COVID-19, the Rivers State Government directive to civil servants below grade level 14 to stay at home as a measure to contain the second wave of COVID-19 has begun to take effect. This is just as the government said the proactive measure and orders are steps taken to protect lives amidst calls for collective actions to reverse the trend.
Latest directive, civil servants below grade level 14 are to stay at home even as teachers and schools remain active in operation.
The latest measure has now reviewed the recall of all the civil servants within the context of the hike in the incidence of COVID-19. So this circular does not alter the calendar of the school. What it does is reinforces the principles of COVID-19 that has been set down by the state government. And mind you, there is a COVID-19 task force which monitors compliance of the protocols in schools. I'm a member of the task force.
Expectedly, with lesser number of staff, a number of government activities stand to be affected. Obona is among some of those who came to the state secretariat for government transaction but couldn't be attended to because the officer who ought to attend to him is among those now at home. For Obona, this is a sacrifice everyone needs to make, supporting the government's efforts towards set objective.
Not much of the staff are there, but at least I saw someone who was going to be sure.
Keen observers also want the government and its agencies to further drive the strict adherence campaign to the COVID-19 protocols across other public institutions in the state. In Port Harcourt, Kingsley Amajiri, NTA News.
And federal government has inaugurated a 17-member committee to develop protocols for the evaluation of herbal medicine in a bid to find a local solution to COVID-19 and other viral infections. Ineka Oko reports.
At the wake of coronavirus pandemic, many traditional medicine practitioners made claims to have developed substances to cure COVID-19. The situation generated concerns in many quarters, prompting the federal government to direct its expert committee on protocols for the evaluation of herbal medicine to certify such claims.
This expert committee is drawn from various stakeholders with relevant expertise in the field of research. The inclusion of traditional medicine practitioners is a testimony to government's commitment
to ensure the right quality of raw materials, production processes, control, packaging, transportation, and storage of herbal medicines.
With the release of 10 billion naira by the federal government to support research and production of local vaccines for COVID-19, the committee is hopeful that formal integration of traditional medicine into conventional ones will hold much promise for the future.
The huge amount of knowledge that is trapped in this country, if we're able to open them up, we won't be looking for any outside drug.
The committee also urged Nigerians to adhere strictly to the precautionary measures against COVID-19, as advised by the PTF. In Abuja, Neka Oko, NTA News.
Now let's bring you up to speed with other reports making rounds. Politics without bitterness has been described as catalyst for the most needed national cohesion and progress, as well as in the entrenchment of good governance in Nigeria. This issue played out as chairman of the People's Democratic Party Governors Forum and Governor of Sokoto State Aminu Waziri Tambol inaugurates township road network constructed by the APC-led Jigawa State government. Mohammed Musa Askira completes the report.
The visiting PDP's Governors Forum chairman described as landmark achievements the construction of about 2,000 kilometers of roads network in Jigawa State by the APC's administration at the cost of over 150 billion naira in the last 5 years. Aminu Waziri Tambol observed that there is need for Nigerian leaders to work together and support one another irrespective of their party differences to give the Nigerian citizens a secured, prosperous and peaceful country where all are free to realize their potentials.
Good governance is at display here in Jigawa. We commend you. We commend all of your efforts aimed at improving the infrastructural development of Jigawa State.
We were all faced with a problem on what to do with people, because at that time salaries were even difficult to be paid. But with the support of President Muhammad Buhari, he bailed all the states out that needs a bailout, and all salaries and salaries arrears were paid.
People across political divide at the inauguration are of the view that unity in political diversity is critical in building the Nigerian project on a sustainable path of progress for the betterment of Nigeria. From Dutse, Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA News.
And preparations are in top gear for the completion of all abandoned state university hostels in the 9 NDDC states. Also to receive attention are abandoned rural projects in the Niger Delta development communities. Interim Administrator of the Niger Delta Development Commission, Barrister Effiong Oka, disclosed this at a meeting with environmentalist rights activist Ankyo Briggs and other women groups on fostering better relationship with women in the region. Osinachi Abraham reports.
The interim administrator, Effiong Akwa, was at the home of Ankyo Briggs, a Niger Delta-based environmental rights activist, to seek support of the women of the region in repositioning and fast-tracking development of the Niger Delta. The NDDC boss underscored the need for critical stakeholders to drive the process of development in the Niger Delta, acknowledging the role women like Ankyo Briggs and others played in the emancipation of the region. He assured them of NDDC's commitment to collaborate with relevant stakeholders to ensure harmony in identifying the needs of the people and execution of projects.
We have decided to intervene in this area by completing the various hostels that are scattered around the Niger Delta, so that upon resumption, our students will be able to live in a comfortable environment, observe the social distancing, train our women, we can train our youth, so that we can engage them in the agricultural sector.
The environmental rights activist Ankyo Briggs was pleased with the plans to reposition the region, assuring him of her support in mobilizing the women to achieve the desired aim, which is to improve the living standard of the people. She also lauded the forensic audit of the commission.
We don't want an audit that is done behind closed doors, an audit but that is seen by whom? We want that audit, forensic audit done, and it must go back to 2020 so that we can trace the money trail.
In Port Harcourt, Osinachi Abraham, NTA News.
We'll take a break now. When we return, more reports on NTA Network News.
JJ has always been my father's hero. So this year, I wanted to do something really special. If I could just talk to JJ, I'm sure he would remember Dad. Mom says never give up. Hello JJ, it's me Victor. My dad's birthday is coming up soon and I want to surprise him. And she was right. I have been looking for you everywhere. Please help me.
Hi Samuel, happy birthday, it's JJ. Happy birthday to my love.
My dad is my hero, but now JJ is too.
The best data plans in town. Find your first. Dial *777#.
Biu Emirate Council Borno State cordially invite the general public to the formal presentation of staff of office to Mai Mustafa Umar Mustafa II, Emir of Biu, by the special guest of honor, His Excellency Professor Babagana Umar Zulum, MNI, Executive Governor of Borno State, special guest Al-Haji Abubakar Ibn Umar Garbai El-Kanami, CFR, Shah of Borno, and Chairman Borno State Council of Chiefs. Date, Saturday 23rd January 2021. Venue, Biu Township Stadium. Time, 10 a.m. prompt. Come one, come all. Long live Biu Emirate. Long live Borno State. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Announcer Muhammad Ibrahim, Dammasan Biu, Chairman, Media and Publicity Committee.
For you to tanda for this world, you got know what's up. Sabi waiting day ground, then start to do your run. Get ginger to study every. Because when you fit see the different side of the world, anything they possible. BBC News for Pidgin, make your life better.
When times are tough, we know that as a mother, one thing you should never compromise on is your family's oral health, because they deserve the best. Oral-B, all-round protection. Its great value, it protects your mouth from harmful bacteria and also protects you against tooth holes and gum problems which can lead to tooth loss. It strengthens your family's teeth and gives them all-round protection. So remember, protect their future. Oral-B for healthier, stronger teeth in just 1 week.
The Senate Joint Committee on Downstream Petroleum Sector, Petroleum Resources, Upstream and Gas wish to invite all stakeholders and the general public to a 2-day public hearing on Petroleum Industry Bill, PIB 2020, SB 510. Date, Monday 25th to Tuesday 26th January 2021. Venue, Senate Conference Room 231, Senate Building, National Assembly Complex, Abuja. Time, 10 a.m. daily. Note, to maintain COVID-19 protocols, attendance is strictly for invited stakeholders. For more inquiries, please contact the committee's secretariat on 0802-301-2132. Announcer, Senator Sabo Mohammed Nakudu, Joint Committee Chairman.
For over 70 years, we've practiced healthy hygiene habits together. The world needs us to keep our fight going against germs. So let's wash our hands for 20 seconds regularly. Dettol. Protect what's worth fighting for.
I bring you wonderful news. The village headmaster is coming back to your screen. Mo wire abi mi o wire. Teacher no mo, a fẹ́ lọ wá nǹkan jẹ. Teacher jọ̀wọ́, a fẹ́ lọ wá nǹkan jẹ. Ọmọ onírẹsì ti dé.
Ajebo na better school for last gidi. Not be all this on a rugged school for Ijabi. I don't know for you.
Sega, it's called Oja Village. Kadesi. We know happy at all.
And I know that even you too, you are getting a lot of orders too. Hey, we are trying, Shao. Sweep her leg out. She was standing there. Sweep it.
I love you so much.
And how did I give you the impression that I was interested in that position?
50-year anniversary.
You mean anniversary?
I talk with that now.
Not for me. Not for me because of Pamio.
You're welcome back. The Nigerian Army has enjoined candidates for the short service and executive commission courses at Falgore Forest, Kano to be prepared for deployment to war fronts in any part of the country. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa was at the ongoing selection exercise at the Falgore Forest, Kano.
These are civilians aspiring for the Nigerian Army Short Service Commission, Course 47, while these soldiers are candidates for the Executive Commission, Course 1, 2021. Successful candidates for the Short Service Commission will proceed for a 9-month training at the Nigerian Defense Academy, Kaduna, while those for the Executive Commission will move to Kachia for 4 months intensive training.
Have to make up your mind.
Addressing the candidates, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tuku Buratai, represented notes that physical fitness exercise has been upscaled in the screening to enhance endurance and mobility.
If you know you are not ready to go and fight a war that we're in right now, you are not ready to go and be deployed in Maiduguri or in Sambisa or in Timbuktu Triangle, before we go anywhere, you can fall out. Nobody is going to force you.
We have to go and make sure that a member of the Federal Character Commission from the presidency was at the screening to ensure compliance with the nation's quota system. From Falgore Camp in Kano, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
Still talking security, major stakeholders in Zamfara state security sector have unanimously resolved that the peace deal initiated by the state government be sustained and reinvigorated to complement the kinetic approach to achieving lasting peace in the state. This resolution was reached at the end of an emergency meeting of the stakeholders presided over by Zamfara State Governor Bello Muhammad at Government House Gusau. Haliru Muhammad Umar Hasmo.
The recent resurgence of armed banditry in some local government areas of Zamfara state has continued to aggravate tension amongst the residents, especially the rural communities. Governor Bello Muhammad convened an emergency stakeholders meeting on security to examine the situation and to collectively chart ways of tackling the problem. The meeting, which lasted for several hours, particularly centered on reviewing the controversial peace deal initiated by Zamfara state government, as the governor engages heads of security agencies, traditional rulers, local government sole administrators, and religious leaders on whether to continue with the initiative or discard it. The stakeholders who took turn to talk on the matter and other related issues unanimously resolved that the peace deal be sustained and reinvigorated to go simultaneously with the kinetic approach, considering the significant impact it has made in the restoration of relative peace to the state. The meeting, however, identified activities of the outlawed vigilante, informers of the bandits, and the politicization of security issues as the major obstacles of the ongoing efforts to achieving lasting peace in Zamfara state. In Gusau, Haliru Muhammad Umar, NTA News.
The Nigerian police force has flagged off the distribution of 200,000 units of motorcycles to boost the morale and enhance the quality of service delivery of its officers and men. Francis Fong reports.
Elated police officers and rank and file receiving their checks for the purchase of motorcycles. The only criteria to benefit is membership and contribution to the NPF multipurpose cooperative.
7th floor.
It is the latest measure to motivate the personnel. The police has in the past prioritized the promotion, execution of affordable housing and facilitation for soft loans as welfare packages for the police personnel to enjoy.
We shall continue to accord priority to their welfare through the scheme of this nature
and we shall continually evolve other well-thought-out initiatives towards improving their welfare.
The chairman of Police Trust Fund, Suleiman Abba, used the event to explain that the bottlenecks surrounding the takeoff of the Police Trust Fund has been resolved.
The security challenges are quite enormous, and we don't want a situation where the trust fund gets involved in the purchase of what is not needed. Myself, as the chair, and other trustees have a commitment to ensure that they keep up to the trust.
He pledged that the board will soon hit the ground running to achieve the objectives for which it is set up. In Abuja, Francis Form, NTA News.
Now, the Federal Road Safety Corps says that Nigerians should expect a change of the national driver's license to full digital soon. The Corps Marshal announced this at the first strategic session with senior officers on zero crash tolerance for the year 2021 in Abuja. Oyeyemi Ajayi has details.
Time now. The federal government has been working progressively in ensuring that all sectors of the economy achieve digital presence in their daily operations. This is part of its resolve to promote the ease of doing business policy in the country. In keying into this vision, the Federal Road Safety Corps is set to upgrade to digital service delivery in the issuance of driver's license. The implication is that motorists do not need to carry a physical driver's license anymore. The Corps Marshal, Boboye Oyeyemi, says this is the contemporary best practice globally.
The digital driver's license, which will be optional in the first instance, will eliminate the carrying of the physical card, thus lessening its theft and cut down the time of production. The digital license will be accessible by the owners on any internet device when needed.
The Corps also condemned the illegal use of the spy number plate, siren and revolving lights, as well as indiscriminate covering of vehicle number plates. It cautions that perpetrators will face the wrath of the law as FRSC begins clampdown on offenders.
The Corps is set to clamp down on the wanted offenders. For this purpose, the names of this category of road users will be uploaded from the Corps DRMS portal within the next few days. It follows that beginning from Monday 25th, all commands shall commence the arrest of the targeted offenders, which will include home arrest where necessary, using the court processes.
FRC also emphasized the need for Nigerians to get registered in the ongoing National Identification Number exercise, as no one can obtain the Nigeria driver's license without a national identification number. In Abuja, Oyeyemi Ajayi, NTA News.
Away from security matters, the hope of IDPs in Lokoja and Ibaji local government areas of Kogi State has been restored as the National Commission for Refugee, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons embarked on the construction of housing units aimed at resettling the internally displaced persons in Nigeria. This was disclosed during the flag-off of distribution of items to persons displaced by flood in Lokoja and Ibaji local government areas of Kogi State. Ayodele Begbemi reports.
Good, I really appreciate it because it will take care of us at home.
The hope of internally displaced persons in Lokoja and Ibaji local government areas of Kogi State has been restored as the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons embarked on the construction of housing units aimed at resettling the internally displaced persons in Nigeria. This was during the flag-off distribution of items to persons displaced by flood in Lokoja and Ibaji local government areas of the state. Meanwhile, in Yobe State, the Commission distributed relief materials to 400 internally displaced persons affected by the onslaught of Boko Haram terrorists in the northeast.
The Commission, with the support of the Central Bank of Nigeria, has commenced another program to substantially address the issue of durable solution for displaced persons, known as Project Reliance, which aims at empowering and providing IDPs with skills for more meaningful livelihood.
In Abuja, Gufan Shaji, NTA News.
Nigerian Navy takes further steps to improve maritime security. Over now to Adiola in Lagos for more stories. Hello Adiola, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too, Jumai. A federal high court sitting in Lagos has ordered that 2 businessmen accused of dealing in adulterated engine oil products be remanded at the Ikoyi Correctional Center pending the determination of their bail application. Justice Chuka Obiozo issued the order after the Standard Organization of Nigeria (SON) arraigned the 2 men on a 5-count charge. Dr. Oguyemi reports.
The 5-count charge brought against the 2 defendants, Vanguard Lupa and Bright Obuabu, include fraudulent inscription of fake SON mark and certification number on the substandard products. The defendants were accused of forging labels of Total, Mobil, Fort Oil and Masco to deceive unsuspecting buyers. When the charges were read to the 2 accused persons, they pleaded not guilty to the charges. Prosecuting counsel Adeleke Olofindare told the court that he had 5 witnesses to prove his case. He urged the court to remand the defendants in custody at the Nigerian Correctional Center till the conclusion of the trial. But the defense counsel, Mr. Akinwumi, said he intended to file a bail application. Justice Chuka Obiozo then fixed February 1 for hearing of defendant's bail application. In Lagos, Dotun Oguyemi, NTA News.
Dotun Oguyemi again reports that fleet recapitalization, infrastructural development, capacity building through trainings, research and development, as well as increased hours at sea are key areas that have helped turn the tide of insecurity within the maritime domain in the last 5 years. He examines the successes achieved by the Nigerian Navy as well as prospects for improved maritime security.
On the streets of Lagos and across Nigeria, businesses and livelihoods depend on safe maritime activities, which accounts for over 90% of Nigeria's trade. With a national maritime environment of about 84,000 square nautical miles and an exclusive economic zone of 200 nautical miles, including its area of interest in the Gulf of Guinea, the protection of which is the statutory responsibility of the Nigerian Navy.
As it was the state of the machineries.
Over the years, its effort has bridged some security gaps at sea, with a year-on-year increase of hours spent at sea by its capital ships and other vessels. The figure, as at 2020, stood cumulatively at 27,758 hours. This feat has translated into a reduction in the trend of piracy attacks to 22 attacks recorded in 2020 within the Nigerian maritime environment and 44 within the Gulf of Guinea. Its efficiency at addressing illegal bunkering activities culminated in 982 illegal local refineries and refining sites deactivated, with about 487 suspects arrested. In the area of fleet recapitalization, the Navy has in the past 6 years acquired 378 platforms of varying categories from UAVs, patrol crafts, fast intervention boats and helicopters, with others being expected to join the fleet in 2021.
Seapower is enabled by adequate research and development. Like we saw in the latest 40-meter SDB, a lot has been put into it, a lot of improvement from the Caradua experience. Research and development must be nothing less than 10% of the GDP of the service. We need to capitalize on that so that you can win your own staff, groom them for higher developments, so that tomorrow we might begin to develop our own guns and missiles.
Also worthy of mention is the Falcon Eye surveillance system, which aided monitoring of vessels and activities at sea.
The Falcon Eye has been a partner to the achievement of the Nigerian Navy total spectrum maritime strategy, and has been part of the doctrine of staying behind, watching from perspectives of the Falcon Eye alignment and responding as efficiently as possible.
With these initiatives, the Nigerian Navy is poised to appropriately address prevailing challenges and is repositioned for enhanced operational efficiency in 2021. In Lagos, Dotun Oguyemi, NTA News.
Trading of stocks ends in the red, as we have details of this and more on our business news with Abolade Salami as our guide.
Thank you so much, Adiola. Good evening and welcome to the Business News segment. The Finance Act of 2020 will serve as an instrument for the federal government to address the issue of tax evasion or non-compliance with tax provisions as contained in the Act by defaulters. While the government remained determined to ensure the implementation of 2021 budget in terms of capital and recurrent expenditure, experts have thrown their weight behind government's move to generate more revenue in order to actualize the plan.
Whenever you do not pay the right amount of tax, or you do not pay it on time, or you file your returns and you deliberately misrepresent your financial affairs, essentially providing false information, we now have significant penalties in the law to be able to address those. So the combination of these amendments should help to some extent to reduce the incidence of tax evasion and avoidance, and therefore expand the tax base and raise government revenue.
The Finance Act will also create provision to fund COVID-19 interventions and support MSMEs in the 2021 budget. And on to the Nigerian Stock Exchange. The Nigerian Stock Exchange extended its losing streak as the market dips by 0.24% amid sell pressure. Details in this report.
Profit-taking and sell pressure from big cap securities prevented the bull from raising its head after end of trading. The markets depreciated by 0.24% to close the all-share index at 41,001.99 basis point, which exchanged hands in 5,767 deals, with a volume of shares traded at 591 million, valued at 5.7 billion naira, with a market capitalization of 21.4 trillion naira. Flour Mill led the gainers table, appreciating by 1.27%, followed by NCR and Cotex gaining 9.86% and 9.71%, while WAPCO with 6.98% led on the losers table, followed by MRS and Livestock depreciating by 9.68% and 10%. On the activity chart, all sectors apart from consumer goods finished in the red, as NSE banking, industrial, oil and gas, and insurance depreciated in figures by 0.19%, 0.50%, 0.29%, 7.72%, while consumer goods closed in the green, gaining 0.08%.
Stock market report concludes business news segment. Juma in Abuja will be back with the rest of the news after this short timeout. Please stay with us.
Customer, link your Airtel number to your national identification number today. Here are easy ways you can do it. Dial *121*1# on your Airtel line and follow the prompts on the screen. Type in your 11-digit government-approved NIN number. You will receive a confirmation message to confirm your entry. You can also visit www.airtel.com.ng/NIN to link your phone number to your NIN. If you do not know your NIN, simply dial *346# to get it. No stress, no wahala.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Ross, good afternoon. Sorry, good morning. I beg, please, I need 5K. Now, emergency matter, I'll return it back next week. 5K? Next week, oh. I beg. Next week, I'll give it back. I don't want your story. Hello?
Bro,
what's in the apple?
I beg, I need 5K next week. Now only you feel help me.
Oh, come, now come, I dey shop.
Bros, how far now? How market? I know say next month you supposed to pay me those materials where I supply you last week. But the thing is, I need that 5K out of that money.
5K again?
I beg, I need to.
Why everybody gonna ask me for 5K this early morning now? What's in the apple?
I beg.
Okay. First person 5K. Second person 5K. 5K.
Uche. Bros, yeah. See, how far that 5K now?
I'm not gonna give you that money until you tell me what you want to do.
Now Zenith Bank,
Zenith Bank, they give 30,000 naira worth of gift to 50 of them customers every week.
You don't mean it?
Not true. All you guys do now to open bank account, leave 5K for inside, go collect ATM card, or register for their mobile banking app, or star 966 hash. Easy banking. That's all.
50 people will win gifts worth 30,000 naira each every Friday from now to July 30, 2021. To qualify, simply open a Zenith Bank account. Fund your account with a minimum of 5,000 naira. Request and collect a Zenith Bank debit card, virtual or physical. Download and register on the Zenith Bank mobile app or register for star 966 hash easy banking. That's all it takes.
Look my shop. I don't think I last.
What's the 5K now?
Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
Just how powerful is the healing power of Vaseline in protecting your skin this Harmattan season? Imagine this leaf is like your skin. We applied Vaseline jelly to one leaf, the other we left alone. The difference is visible. If it can keep a leaf vibrant, imagine what it could do for your skin during Harmattan. Nothing locks in moisture better to keep your skin restored, soft and smooth. Your trusted companion during this Harmattan season.
The new Lifebuoy hand sanitizers with 70% alcohol will kill 99.9% of germs. Now available in convenient packs. Let us all take responsibility to fight this pandemic together.
Family last week. This is the Wilson family this week. What's changed? What? The Wilson family got maximum entertainment for less, and now they're closer than ever. Your family can be too.
How does this work?
With world-class international channels that put the quality back in your quality time. That's what I'm talking about. GoTV Max will bring you and your family closer in no time. So upgrade to GoTV Max for only 2,999 naira today. Make you enjoy. GoTV. Love it.
You're welcome back. The role of youth in governance is critical to the development of any nation. That is why exposing them to necessary leadership skills such that will effect societal change cannot be overemphasized. In driving this, stakeholders at a symposium organized by Lead Generation Initiative believe for the youth to impact on governance, they must be actively involved in grassroots politics. Charles Abba reports.
The desire to get involved in Nigeria's political space continues to gain grounds in a bid to be heard while adding value to governance. The symposium by Lead Generation Initiative in Abuja was targeted at developing a platform to help youths identify their roles in not just promoting quality leadership, but how best the interests of people like Mary Jane Ujungwa and Biodu Joshua can best be represented.
I'm here to get to equip myself with the necessary to be able to be part of leadership.
I believe that our problem is not the government in Nigeria. That our problem is orientation. And what Lead Generation teaches us is how to be able to take responsibility in your immediate environment.
In realizing these objectives, former Speaker House of Representatives Yakubu Dogara, along other speakers, were of the view that youth must be ready to serve and take responsibility through active participation in the socio-political process of their fatherland.
And the truth is that what is the centerpiece of influence is character. If you don't have character, there's no way you can influence people.
Leadership is not about selfishness, it's about catering for other people.
We must no longer speak about the youth in the context of the future in this country. We must speak about the youth in the context of the present, of the here and now.
The symposium and unveiling event had participants from the 36 states and the FCT through visual link. In Abuja, Charles Alpha, NTA News.
Now, experts are hopeful that recent efforts by the federal government to provide 300,000 housing units to low-income earners under the National Social Housing Program will reduce the housing deficit among Nigerians. Abdurrahman Usman Jibrila reports that these experts also assert that the initiative will boost socio-economic activities and improve the welfare of beneficiaries and workers engaged in the production value chain.
Of economic hardship among local manufacturers, building collapse and non-engagement of services of professionals by clients were among topics that engage experts at this event. The intention is to provide solutions to successfully bridge the gap in the housing deficit in Nigeria by initially targeting mass housing construction in metropolitan areas. This group realizes the task at hand and that the stakes are high. Instance, the COVID-19 pandemic continues to threaten activities within the sector. This group not only intends to strategize on how best to accelerate activities within the housing sector, but how to achieve best results in spite of the pandemic.
Building collapse are issues that should be managed in such a way that clients should engage the services of qualified professionals. In all of the incidences of building collapse in the country, it is hardly for you to pinpoint any qualified engineers, architects, or quantity surveyors.
Not just about service delivery, but ensuring quality, standards, and excellence. These experts, some engineers, some architects, and some quantity surveyors, are hoping for the best results that makes housing affordable and accessible. In Abuja, Abdurrahman Usman Jibrila, NTA News.
Parents' excitement over the return of students to full study in the nation's university is being threatened by another indefinite strike over unsolved issues. This time around, the non-teaching staff of universities. The 2 weeks ultimatum, which elapsed on 5th of February, is to give room for government to address what the Joint Action Committee of NASU SANU calls lopsided implementation of collective bargaining agreement. Emmanuel Ainemiro reports.
It is no longer news that the disbursement of the 40 billion naira recently approved as earned allowance by the federal government was at the ratio of 75% for ASU and 25% for 3 other unions. This has become contentious, prompting the Joint Action Committee of National Association of Non-Academic Staff Union of Educational and Associated Institutions, NASU, and the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SANU, to embark on a 3-day protest over the allowance and other issues of concern.
2017 witnessed a breach of due process. ASU was allocated 80% and other unions 20%. The implications of the releases of this payment or end allowances are: 1, due process and the autonomy laws were breached by excluding the governing councils in the payment.
We have given an ultimatum between today up through to 5th of February, 12 midnight. If government does not do the needful, we have the mandate of our members to declare this strike.
Apart from the earned allowance, NASU and SANU have listed 7 other lingering ones in the collective bargaining agreement reached with the federal government on the 20th of October 2020. Emmanuel Ayemiro, NTA News.
At Pan-Yoruba Summit, leaders emphasized revitalization of ethics and values. Over to you, Kemi, in Ibadan for more.
Thank you, Jumai, and a warm welcome to Ibadan. Revitalizing the Yoruba moral values and ethics are key in facilitating growth and development of a Yoruba nation. This was the submission of speakers at the 2021 Pan-Yoruba Summit held in Ibadan. Shola Wahid tells us more.
with the theme Yoruba Nation yesterday, today and tomorrow, aimed at uniting the Yoruba race to achieve a common goal for the benefit of the people. Speakers at the event expressed concern at the way some Yoruba descent betrayed the race for selfish interests, stressing that the time has come for the Yorubas to take leadership positions as they were known for in the past. Yoruba leaders are therefore urged to have a common voice that will make the nation strong and form a formidable force that will be reckoned with in the country.
You must be able to appraise, that is, audit yourself by reflecting on the past and see what you have missed yesterday.
We try to educate ourselves why we must not allow opportunities to slip our fingers. So I think this is how we want to start. Then it will be like a wave that will be moving, across the southwest.
Norms such as spirit of togetherness, deep cultural heritage, respect for one another that characterize the Yoruba nation should be encouraged in Ibadan. NTA News.
Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has expressed satisfaction with the level of work done on the reconstruction of the burnt Akeson market in Oyo town. He made the remarks during an inspection visit to the project site. Adekunle Adebayo tells us more.
Inspecting the 556 locked-up shops at the ongoing reconstruction, Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde commended the contractor handling the project for a job well done. Engineer Makinde added that the Asian market was being rebuilt to change the fortune of the traders and to improve the economic situation in Oyo town. He therefore encouraged the contracting firm to commence the construction of phase 2 of the project.
For everything, both phase 1 and phase 2, within another 3.5 months. So we've given the go-ahead. Are confident that by our second year in office, this place will be fully functional, commissioned.
The traders, while expressing their delight, commended Engineer Seyi Makinde for walking the talk.
We have seen the work that is moving.
And I feel that very soon that we'll be able to enter the market.
It will be recalled that the market was razed by fire in first week of January 2020. In Oyo, Adekunle Adebayo, NTA News.
That does it in Ibadan. It's back to Jermaine Abuja for more on the network news. Good evening.
Thank you, Kemi. Back in Abuja, one service, one medal games end on Saturday. Details on our sports updates.
Medals have continued to pour in as the one service, one medal Awesome Games winds down Saturday in Abuja, with NSCDC's Taiwo Sadiq and Veronica Sunday winning the men and women singles in squash.
Last tournament we play, I won gold medal too, so I'll always be a champion.
Federal Road Safety Corps duo Uche Okparaji and Christine Nwankwo have qualified for the tennis finals. In football, hostilities continue this weekend in the Nigeria Professional Football League with Week 6 fixtures. Katsina United welcome Plateau United at the Katsina Township Stadium. The match will be live on the NTA network on Saturday. On Monday, Adamawa United will lock horns with Eyimba International FC. The match will also be live on NTA Sports 24 channel at 2 p.m. While Wiki Tourists will go toe-to-toe with Jigawa Golden Stars. That match will also be live on NTA at 4 p.m. To continental football now, Nigeria Professional Football League side Rivers United have since arrived Porto Novo, Benin Republic, for their CAF Confederation Cup first round second leg tie against South African opponents Bloemfontein Celtic at 4 p.m. on Saturday. The match is taking place in Benin Republic due to Bloemfontein Celtic's inability to meet Nigeria's strict COVID-19 stance on travelers coming in from South Africa. Contrary to reports that the Tokyo Olympics have been cancelled, the Japanese government says the games will go on. The International Olympic Committee, IOC, issued a statement saying that it is fully concentrated on and committed to the successful delivery of the Olympic and Paralympic Games this year. And that's it on Sports Update. I am Tamara Ibiwe.
The remains of former Inspector General of Police, late Muhammad Gambo Jimeta, has been laid to rest according to Islamic rites. Shuaibu Onoze Yakubu reports that the funeral prayer was performed immediately after Jumat prayer at the Abuja National Mosque.
Family members, friends and other prominent Nigerians thronged the Abuja National Mosque for the funeral prayer for the former Inspector General of Police, late Gambo Jimeta, who died on Thursday.
Allahu Akbar.
Immediately after the funeral rite, the remains of the deceased was moved to Gudu Cemetery, where he was finally laid to rest amid sorrow from friends and loved ones.
We lost a father, we lost a leader, we lost an icon, and we lost a great man who has done very well to keep the unity and peace of this country.
This is an irreplaceable loss. We know him to be a bridge builder, a foremost nationalist, an elder statesman whose word is always how to unify the country.
And he has mentored me so closely, to such extent that I personally feel the pain of his demise.
We've lost a great man, a man of honor who cares about Nigeria, the development of the country.
Late Gambo Jimeta died at the age of 84. He was a former national security advisor to President Ibrahim Babangida, among other positions he held in the country. Shuaibu Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
That's NTA Network News tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. I am Jomo Yusuf.